Tonight's edition of POSTCAST. Thank you very much for Ron Boone for working his way back up to the broadcast site. We appreciate it very much, and you can now see how much dramatically taller Ron is than I am.
But I wasn't standing up. I'm much taller.
I need to turn your mic up a little bit. There we go. It hasn't been used tonight, so that's why. Let's see what we can do here. I'll figure it out. There we go. All right. I thought tonight was just a very professional, solid win. Nothing crazy, nothing flashy, but what you got to have every now and then, just a solid win.
You must learn how to win ball games like this. I mean, as we talked about on the air downstairs on television, is that it was an ugly team. Paul Millsap indicated there as well that, ugly games like this are sometimes tough to win. As the Jazz experienced that the last time they were down here, losing by 2. But they were able to hang in there and get to the free throw line, stop the Hornets from dominating the three-point line, and won the ball game.
I like the Hornets. I like the way they play. They don't have a lot of talent right now. If they get Eric Gordon and Anthony Davis back, I like them an awful lot. But in the meantime, they just muck the game up. And if you don't stay focused, they're going to make a little surge at you. They're not going to go away. And so you got to stay on your game. We didn't do that last time we were here. And I remember that game, the message after that game was, hey, that's our second game of the year. We don't know how to deal with this yet. Mm-hmm. And tonight the Jazz dealt with that far better, that just kind of stylistically yucky game.
Yeah, they kept them from making three-point shots. Now, I think they still end up taking 20 or 21 three-point shots or something like that, but they didn't make them. They beat the Los Angeles Clippers the other night, taking 71 shots. That should not happen. I don't care who you're playing.
That's how they play.
But they beat them, and that shouldn't happen tonight. That was a concern. I thought the Jazz needed to get their average attempts up, which is somewhere around 85 shots a game, and they would win the ball game. But again, I mean,
Jazz only took 63 tonight, got the win.
But they went to the free throw line a lot.
Right, so that, it's just use of possessions, and they play a slow game. If you were in the Jazz locker room right before they had their meeting, it said on the board, Ryan Anderson, make him uncomfortable. Yeah. And I thought they did a nice job of that. Tyrone did some interesting things. Derek Favors, if he has a weakness defensively, which is hard to find because he is really fabulous, and he was great tonight, is that he just doesn't naturally stretch out to the three-point line. If you can look at synergy and see the numbers against him, it's ugly. So tonight, Paul Millsap got that assignment. And the minute Ryan Anderson came in, Paul Millsap came in. And to Paul's credit, for all of his other struggles and kind of seeming like he might not be as pleased with things, he came in, understood his assignment tonight was make Ryan Anderson uncomfortable, and he did that all night.
Well, and he knocked down his first shot, which was the first shot of the ball game, and he got to the free throw line, which means he puts Ryan Anderson in a defensive-minded ball game early. Ryan picked up a couple of fouls, and not only did that help the Jazz by Ryan picking up a couple of fouls, but also helped Paul Millsap get him engaged and more involved in the ball game.
I love that. Tyrone opened the game, I think, with 3 straight post-ups to Millsap, to Anderson. I really, really like that. How about that defensive second quarter by the Jazz? They do not allow the Hornets to score until the 5:09 mark of that second quarter.
Yeah, you just couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like they started the first quarter. Remember the first quarter?
Right.
I mean, it's like the fans like to stand in this building until they make a bucket, and I thought they were going to stand all night. But the defense has been a key for the Jazz, mostly at home. Tonight, it ended up happening on the road.
Jazz get solid performances tonight from Paul Millsap and Gordon Hayward. I might be making too much of this, but I felt like tonight that Tyrone Corbin coached this game for an 82-game season. He won this game, and that was primary, but he had in his mind very much, I think, hey, I got to get Gordon going again, and I've got to get Paul going again. We're not going to win a lot if Gordon goes 2 of 16 for an extended period of time and Paul plays like he's playing. And I thought he managed this game in a manner that's indicative of what's going on for 82 games, not just to win in New Orleans tonight.
Well, a great way of putting it. And you're absolutely right for 82 games, but more importantly for the next ball game. And the next ball game is against Oklahoma City Thunder. It could have been anyone. It could have been the Detroit Pistons or the Washington Wizards. And incidentally, they did win tonight.
How about that, huh?
They end up not going 0-13. But it's that next ball game that you get guys comfortable and get their confidence back if you can. He saw that Gordon was engaged and was starting to play well. His confidence was coming back. He had already got Paul Millsap going, so he just stayed with him.
A lot of matchup things tonight. If you didn't see tonight's game, a lot of matchup things. Jazz started with Marvin Williams on Ryan Anderson, putting Paul Millsap on Al Farouk Aminu, which was an interesting movement. And later in the game, they did the opposite and had Millsap guard on Anderson. They also, late in the game, were able to have Damari Carroll slide over on Vasquez and take him out. There were a lot of defensive assignments that really worked well. They work when you're better than the other team is really when they work, and the Jazz are much better than the Hornets. They also take care of their loss here last time, because if you're not going to beat this team 4 times this year, you're going to beat them 3 out of 4, and the Jazz now are on scale to do that. Let's go catch the bus. Hopefully they'll hold it for us. But they won't hold it for us. Let's go.